Back in the 70s, when black sitcoms were very much in vogue, shows like Good Times, Sanford and Son, and The Jeffersons were quite the rage. One network's attempt to cash in on the trend gave rise to the subject of this morning's retro reunion, a show called What's Happening.
Everybody, this is Ginger. Ginger, this is Raj, his sister Dee, and this is Dwayne. This is Ginger's first visit to California, so I'm kind of showing her the sights.
Tomorrow he's going to show me around ABC where he works. Did you know he's best friends with some of the biggest stars in Hollywood?
Oh, he is he?
Yeah. He even knows Charo by her first name.
Let me expand on those introductions. On What's Happening, Ernest Thomas played the nerdy high school student Raj. Fred Berry was his outgoing pal Rerun. Haywood Nelson was their naive friend Dwayne. And Danielle Spencer played Raj's little sister Dee. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
This show was originally a summer replacement show.
Yeah.
It quickly became a top 10 hit. Why did it take off?
The ensemble, the cast working together, it gelled, and it became something magic.
That anyone could identify with, because we have Jewish kids, Mexican, Puerto Rican kids that love us across cultural lines. They love us. I think anyone could identify with the three teenagers and a bratty sister, and the mama who is real strict about you being in on time doing your homework.
Yeah, you can learn a lesson.
You can definitely learn,
a moral stream through it that everyone could watch it together as a family and learn something.
You were all young kids at the time. Did y'all get along at the time?
Like family.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no doubt.
To this day, we all still.
They're all lying.
Yeah. Well, you know, like Brian, with any family, you have your arguments like with any family, but in retrospect and hindsight, we see we had something very special. You know, we made history, and we do have a love for each other.
Yeah. When you watch the show today, what do you feel?
Man.
I feel like it's a classic. Even though we and the rest of the world has seen those episodes thousands of times, you still laugh.
Yeah.
You know the punchline already, but you're waiting. You're waiting for that punchline again so you can laugh again. And that's what really makes that show a classic.
Even though they were in the main pretty stereotypical portrayals?
Well, yeah, you have to go through a trend. Things don't start out at the very top.
Right.
You start at a certain place, and then through the writing and the development of the show.
We fell in love with the personalities of our characters and ourselves. We really put ourselves in there. Our personalities.
That's what I was going to say. I didn't.
It wasn't the script. Wasn't
You didn't
the
think
line.
about it at the time?
You don't think about stereotypical imagery. You just do what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
There's a script here.
Yeah.
We had a
portraying
camaraderie.
one
There was an
family,
ensemble, and we had freedom. That's
And you
one
still
thing I
have,
love.
and
They
you
gave
have
us
people
freedom.
like Tupac and Muhammad Ali and Queen Latifah who are fans of that show today. Even George C. Scott, when I met him. So across the hip hop community is insane. What's Happening fans? They know it verbatim.
Yeah.
You know.
Did you find the characters you played, each of you individually, an easy fit? Yes or no?
Did I see?
Did you find the character you played an easy fit? Dee?
I think I did.
Yeah?
Because as I've gotten older, I think I've become more and more like Dee. I don't know whether it's just an evolution.
Was Dwayne a good fit?
Dwayne was a good fit because I understood the character too. I grew up with a lot of guys like that. I had a lot of me in him. I knew the movie Cooley High, Eric Monty.
Right, which is what the show was drawn
And right, and I loved that movie. It was an icon type. It was a cult movie for me. So for me to play Dwayne was really the character Pooter from Cooley High. It was an honor. I loved it.
Was Raj a good fit?
Oh, absolutely. Because I was, a single mother. She raised me, and I was that bright kid. I was like a young Bryant Gumbel, and
Very young. Very young. How about you, Rerun?
I think it was the hardest for me because it was a new character, had never been created before, and I had never professionally acted before until this show. I followed directions for approximately a year and watched these guys. I learned to act from watching them.
Yeah. Did the show cripple your futures to a certain extent in that people saw you as your character?
oh sure.
Stereotyping, absolutely stereotyping.
They expect you to act the same way.
I was stereotyped, but I didn't mind being a stereotype because I wanted to play Rerun, and I continue to want to play Rerun because the character really never got exploited till its fullest. So most people don't want to play that character. That's all I want to do.
Yeah. They brought back What's Happening 6 years later as What's Happening Now. Good or bad idea?
I thought it was an excellent idea because we were out of work. For one. we needed the job. But yeah, I think it was, I hated that they didn't bring Mama back. That was the only thing that was bad about it.
Yeah.
My problem with it was I thought it was a great idea to bring it back. I don't think they gave it the same level of attention later for the budget issues, but we were not given the kind of freedom that we were given in the original show with
true.
Mark Warren,
Yeah,
the director.
the writing.
He let us do what we do, improv,
Yeah,
which is where you got the
right.
best part of what's
That's
happening.
true.
That didn't happen.
I
in
had
the show.
I had a couple of problems. Money and the writing. The writing was really horrible. It stunk, and I really didn't appreciate it. I left the show after the first season.
We got less than a minute left. What are each of you doing right now?
I'm traveling with the Universal Circus. We're getting ready to go to South Africa to perform for Nelson Mandela.
Wrote a hit films with Sony Films is going to be doing, starring the Kings of Comedy called Blazing 4, and a TV pilot called Conflama, Hip Hop Generation X is reviewing films.
Launching some broadband channels, which we'll probably get them out by June. I've been in telecommunications, doing business development, getting that ready, and figuring out what it means to be a really good actor once again.
And I went to school to become a veterinarian. I have been for the last 7 years out in California, and I'm also still acting.
How good is all that?
Yeah.
Danielle Spencer, Haywood Nelson, Fred Berry, Ernest Thomas. Thank you all.
Thank
Hey,
you.
hey,
Thank you.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Travel safe, all right?
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks a whole bunch. We're going to come on back in just a moment. We still got more ahead right after this.